Listen, that is Jake Elliott getting this one started. Off we go from Denver. And he will get cut down short, shy of the 20-yard line. They go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. Opening carry of the game, it's J.K. Dobbins. They'll bring this up to the 22. Jalen Phillips in on the stop.
4 yards on the pickup.
Here's a 2nd and 6. From the shotgun, here's Nix. And he's going to have to eat this one.
Lay down, bro. Lay down.
The Kobe Dean. He gets in there to drop him for a big loss. And long.
This ain't what you want. This ain't what you want.
Working out of the gun.
Lay down.
Again, the 2nd time with a sack on this opening drive.
So you spend all week, Mike, working on what they call the opening script. It's the plays that you love the most and you want to get called early. The problem? None of those plays account for being called inside your own 5-yard line. But that's exactly where they find themselves after that sack, and that's a disastrous start.
What a call on this opening drive. They're going to go for it on 4th down. On 4th down, here's Nix. That's incomplete. Derek Hall on 4th down. Does not work out. And it results in a turnover on down.
Coaches love to come out early in the game and establish a very aggressive approach. But I'm just not sure, Mike, if at this point in the game they needed to make this decision. I'm going to be very curious to see, does this come back later in the game?
Wow, just like that, things change dramatically. It's 1st and goal. Barkley. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards.
Man, what happened, man? Ah, man, he left. I'm on his ass. I'm on that nigga ass, man. That nigga leave. Yes, come on. Come on. I got a bit about it.
Let's stop in town before I hit the road. And it was hot. I said, man, point that fan at me. And I'll be good to go. Wasn't playing songs for long when came candidly. But the prettiest young thing I ever saw. And she was hot. Well, nothing short of masterpiece. I said, oh, I need to know. Yeah, is that your man? If it isn't, I'ma play my very best for you tonight. She said,
Yo, wait till tomorrow. All right, do you saying? Let's get it. What I'm talking about. Be scared.
And we come to you from one of the truly iconic stadiums in the NFL as you get a look at Lambeau Field here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Today we've got an intriguing NFC matchup lined up here as it'll be the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Green Bay Packers.
Gonna get this work. Yeah, boy. Yeah. You gonna see the king.
Here's the
I'm king around here.
ready to get this one started. And off we go from Lambeau. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone. So this ball will come out to the 30 now.
Bro, I don't even be playing. You might whoop me. Shit. I just started playing. I just started playing this motherfucker.
Ball up to the 35 now.
I just made somebody quit though.
First and 10.
Ready.
We didn't even get the score.
First rep of the game.
Oh, come on.
Jacobs. And he'll grab a gain
All right.
this up to the 41-yard line. From the 41, here's 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Black
At
shot.
the 41-yard line.
Red, yellow. Hut, hut.
Love. His throw incomplete.
Yeah, nigga.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3-and-out here on 3rd and 4.
Set, hut. Trouble.
Love, he's going to change the play here.
Smash, red. Fury, yellow. Hut, hut.
They'll set up the throw. Short throw, he's got Kraft.
I'm finna sack you, boy. I'm finna sack you, boy.
He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
I'm finna make you punt. I'm finna make you punt.
First and 10.
From the midfield strike, they'll look to throw. They swing that out wide to Jacobs. And he's got this down to the 35. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first.
But I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Open man is Musgrave, the tight end. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A very solid gain of 27. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal.
Ready.
Working out of the gun. Love.
Damn bullshit.
By Musgrave for a Packer touchdown. 8 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Packers are on the board first here this afternoon.
You got to figure down by the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money in the high traffic area. And he's able to work free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. So with the missed PAT in his rear, and the ball's going to be placed up at the 40-yard line. The Eagles in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Barkley inside handoff.
Get on me. Get on me. Where you going?
Midfield and down to the 45-yard line. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
From the 43, here's a 2nd and 8. Hurts. And this is incomplete.
The coverage was good, but I just wonder if they absolutely fooled the quarterback on that play. I think he was expecting something else. Ended up with nowhere to throw the football successfully.
Throwing is Hurts. This time for intercepted. Picked off by Quay Walker. And the Packers are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Following the interception, Love. Pass caught. It's Romeo Doubs. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 34.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball,
he ain't doing that.
Anybody close enough to stop him. And he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
Well, he's going to let this go for the end zone.
Damn.
He's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Romeo Doubs, 35 yards. And the Packers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Ready.
Long throwing for it. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this is not going to wind up anywhere near the landing zone, so this will be blown dead. And they'll move it up to the 40. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Up the middle with Barkley. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. When you're down early, how do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Hurts sets up to throw it. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. It hurts not coming to the sideline. They're going to go for it. They'll try and throw for it here.
Damn bullshit.
Falling apart now. Another one intercepted. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
Result of the play is a turnover on down.
Blue 32. Field, black. Ready.
Now Love. Now he'll tuck this and run. And this is caught at the 20. And he'll be touched down in the end, but a big play on that one.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Throwing. Love. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
The way he's been slinging it in the first half, you expect everything he throws to go for a touchdown, but I guess he's got to wait to try and pick up that 3rd, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought he had him for a second, but you're right, not to be.
Black 40. 52 blaster. Claw 10.
To throw now, here's Love. That's to Golden. He's got it right side. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. What do they have for this? 3rd and 11. To pass. Here's Jordan Love. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go up the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
Here we go, set. Fly through.
Love to throw for it on 4th. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jihad Campbell. And he will bring this across midfield to the 49-yard line. I appreciate the aggressiveness, trying to go for it there on 4th down, but you're in the red zone, had 3 points in your back pocket. Instead, Charles, they throw it away.
Certainly a big call to go for it on 4th down. As you said, in the red zone, definitely going to cost them 3 points, and we'll see how that affects the game as time goes on. That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet, so they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
Here's a give to Barkley. And he's got this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Packers' 41. So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they stop. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he's going to have an Eagles first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. Here's Hurts to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. 2 minutes to play first half. It's 14-0. To throw again on 2nd down. Hurts. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. They'll look to throw. This short throw caught by Goddard. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. Calling a gain of 6 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. They'll look to throw again. Hurts is intercepted, his 3rd of the game. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. The Eagles going to take the first of their team.
And they go professional.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the inner harbor of Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. Coming up, we've got a good one in store. It's the Philadelphia Eagles and the Baltimore Ravens. Mike Tirico along with Greg Olson. That is Jake Elliott getting this one started.
What he do? What he do?
Here in the inner harbor. Past the 30. And he'll be out of bounds on the return. And the drive will begin there. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. First carry for one of the league's best workhorses, Derrick Henry. And that'll be a pickup of 3.
At the 37-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
So, from the 37, here's 2nd and 6. From the shotgun, here's Jackson. On the run to the right. Off he goes. And he's out of bounds inside the 45-yard line. 20-yard pickup there. 1st down, Baltimore.
Mike, anytime you're preparing to play a quarterback like this, the defense has to be prepared to keep him in the pocket. Once he gets out, we can see clearly why he is such a threat with his legs.
He's got his tight end, Mark Andrews. He's going to be taken down at about the 30. Here's 1st and 10.
Baltimore, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Hey, middle.
To throw is Jackson. Forced out wide. Looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete.
I like the aggressiveness early in the game, right out of the gate. Make the defense realize we are going to challenge you downfield. And what that does is it opens everything else up. Now, you got to hit a couple of these, and don't be surprised if they go back to a deep shot here pretty quickly.
Hey, report.
Jackson now on 2nd down. That's caught. Derrick Henry. He's taken down just shy of the 10. 18 yards on the pickup there. Good for a Raven 1st down.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. But think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
He's able to get away from one man, but the reinforcements were there fast. He's taken down for a loss on the play.
Brought down back at the 14-yard line.
Middle. Go. Shut up.
Jackson out of the pistol. Flush to his right. That's in the end zone and interception. Picked up by Cooper DeJean. And the Eagles are...
Man, nigga quit. Are you quit, bro? Say, damn. I'm finna get on your ass for that.
To take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive.
You finna see?
The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. First carry for Saquon Barkley.
Get on me, boy. Get on me, boy. What was you talking about?
On the other side of midfield. So a big one.
So you gotta run that ball, boy.
It's a gain of 34.
A gain of 34 yards. 1st down, Philadelphia.
Once again, it's Barkley. And this time, they are ready for him. Thrown for a loss. And it's 2nd down.
The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike. I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
Now Jalen Hurts on 2nd down. A throw behind his man. Can't reel it back in. And that'll go down as an incompletion.
They just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
They'll pick up 7. Nice job defensively, though, to make sure it's not more. And it sets up 4th down. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. He's got his man, it's Smith. And he is taken down. A big gain on that one. Great way for them to end this opening quarter. Eagles in possession to start the second quarter, as they've got it with 1st and 10.
Great.
They'll run. It's Barkley. And the Eagles are going to have 1st and goal. He's inside the 10. Mark him at the 7.
And this offense just continues to chew up yards and get 1st down after 1st down. And defensively now, you find yourself a little bit on your heels. You're defending a goal-to-go situation. They need to step up here and get a stop.
And he's going to be taken down. Not so easy this time. They drop him back behind the line. It's 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. A look to the end zone, and it's broken up. Incomplete. There was no space, no separation that time. And it's going to bring it to 3rd and goal. A shotgun snap now to Hurts. He's got it at the 3. And he'll take it on in. A.J. Brown. Touchdown, Eagles. The offense and Hurts ready for this 2-point attempt.
The Eagles will set up.
Saquon going to try to run it in. And he is not going to make it. They stop him short. And this remains a 6-0 game. So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. On the return, it's Keaton Mitchell. And he'll be brought down past the 25.
Push that boy back.
Decent field position to start this drive. Unbalanced look here to the right side on 1st and 10. Jackson now. That's to the tight end, Kohler. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
It's a bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
A pass pulled in by Henry. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. A gain there of 21. 1st down, Baltimore.
You can't teach speed. And a guy like this is just a nightmare for these linebackers. He's got a running start at them. You have no idea which way he's going to go, and he ends up just running right by you.
Hold on, ready?
1st and 10.
Ready?
From the gun, Jackson. That's downfield, and he's got Andrews, his tight end. And he will get into the end zone. Mark Andrews. Touchdown, Baltimore. Tyler Luke now for the extra point. And that is off the left upright. It's no good. And they are unable to tack on the extra point. So back to level after the touchdown. And time for the kickoff. Here comes Will Shipley on the return. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line.
The Eagles take over first and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
On the ground, it's Barkley to start the drive. Running room hard to come by as he'll get ahead for a yard. That is Nnamdi Madubuike there to bring him down. It is 2nd and 9.
At the 32-yard line.
Let's go. Trim.
They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
And after that negative run, I think this changes the play call now on 3rd down. So this offensive line has to be a lot better on 1st and 2nd down to gain positive yards. Stay on track because you don't want to be in 3rd and pass too often in today's NFL.
He manages to get the throw away and completes it. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. It's a huge play in a tight ball game. 32 yards.
First down. First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Hurts to the air on 1st down. Oh, a huge mistake late in the half. It is intercepted. And the Ravens will take over here just past the 30.
Intercepted. The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
Bateman is the motion man. Play action now. Jackson exiting the pocket right. He'll get rid of it and complete it. Down the right sideline. And they will bring this into the red zone. Big connection inside the 20. A huge play just before the half. It covers 51 yards. Now the Ravens use their first timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. So they move inside the 20, 1st and 10 at the 18.
Hey, middle. Let's go. Sit on. Hey. Report. Sit on.
Now it's Jackson. That's to the end zone, but they cannot connect. It's incomplete. Rashad Bateman, the intended target, and it'll be 2nd down.
And while he didn't connect for the touchdown, what I really liked, Mike, was that he kept his eyes downfield as he left the pocket. And once he saw something that he did like, he ripped it without hesitation. They just got to find a way to get on the same page in these scramble drill moments.
2nd down. Jackson. Flush to his right. He keeps it himself. And he's going to be out of bounds. 000 up there on the clock. We have reached the end of the first half. Pretty interesting first half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this second half gets underway. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. He'll start on the ground with Barkley. And he's going to be stuck well behind the line of scrimmage. A play going absolutely nowhere.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's
through with the catch and a first down in this spot.
It's a gain of 23 yards.
Here's Barkley. Bring him down. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's second down and 6. They'll stay on the ground. We'll set up third down.
A gain of 2 on the play. Brings up 3rd and 4.
Great. Set.
To throw, Hurts. That one caught by Smith. 11 yards on the pass there. First down, Philadelphia.
Eagles, first down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
They'll run it here with Saquon. He's going to be taken down at about the 30. Give him 10 more on that one. Just enough for another first down.
Eagles, first down. It's a gain of 10. And an Eagles first down.
They'll run for the first time with their fullback. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. Ball down to the 16-yard line. And it's 1st and 10. Throwing is Hurts. He'll get that out to Barkley. And he'll be forced out of bounds and pick up a couple on that one. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Now Hurts. He's got it inside the 5. And the Eagles are going to have 1st and goal, trying to finish off this drive with a touchdown. So these two teams take the long walk to the opposite end of the stadium. Tie game, 4th quarter. What a sequence looming here as we get to 1st and goal. This is intercepted. Picked off by Roquan Smith.
Score.
And he's going to bring this one back the distance. Touchdown, Ravens.
You know, it always amazes me, Mike, that these guys have all this energy, that following a long return like that then they can get into these big, elaborate celebrations. But listen, I don't blame them. You're a defensive guy. You don't get the ball in your hands very often. When you score, man, you better make the most of it.
Oh, no good. He missed it. That might be a big miss here in a one-score game in the 4th quarter. So now playing with the lead after that 4th quarter touchdown. Time to kick it back the other way. And it's a poor kick here. Doesn't even make the landing zone. So that means the ball is going to come out to the 40-yard line. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. On the ground, this is Barkley. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down.
As a pickup of 3, brings up 2nd and 7.
I'll run up the middle with Barkley. And it'll be a pickup of 3. So 3rd down, forthcoming.
And as of right now, they find themselves trailing at the moment, but it's certainly not because of the ground game. I mean, he's averaging over 4 yards per carry. Just hasn't been enough to overcome some of their shortcomings elsewhere.
This will not do the trick. They've stopped him behind the line. 4th down coming up.
This is one of those down and distances where the offense really could either run or pass, but give credit to the defense. They sold out to stop the run, and boy, were they right. They take them down for a loss.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. And they're going to get the 1st down. They were forced to go for it, and it's going to work out for them. 2 minutes remain in the 4th quarter. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. Plenty of time, all 3 timeouts left. It's 1st and 10.
Good. Set.
They'll drop to throw. And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good. Job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up 2nd down.
All right, so this is why you get paid the big bucks. These are the possessions as a quarterback you need to deliver for your team. Everybody talks about 2 minutes. Everybody drills it every step.
Oh, no chance there. Under a heavy rush, he goes down. The crowd cranking it up another notch before 3rd and long. Defense has to play smart, avoid a penalty on 4th and long. Now it's Hurts. And that is incomplete. They had their chance. They took it there. Look, they're trailing late. Got to let it fly. This will wind up a turnover on downs. We'll go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. They'll work straight ahead with Henry. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe he gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
In motion comes Andrews. Jackson. The 2nd down throw is incomplete.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with the lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
On 3rd down, Jackson forced to his right. He's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down. Going to leave the offense out there for 4th and long. The shotgun, here's Jackson. This throw is taken in by Flout. And this is going to be a touchdown. They are going to extend the lead here in the final minute of play.
And that should all but put this one away, Mike. And we've had some big plays throughout this game, but none bigger than that one right there. They score on the long touchdown, and that makes this a 2-possession game here late. So they decide to put the ball in the air, which I don't mind on this 2-point try, but the execution was just a little bit off, and it's not going to work out in their favor this time around.
So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. Here is Shipley on the return. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. This is 1st and 10.
Set.
Hurts. And for the 3rd time today, he's intercepted. Picked off by Roquan Smith.
First down pass. Intercepted. The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
On play action, here's Jackson. Here's a shot toward the end zone.
Sit down, boy.
One down the field, but it is incomplete. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. They'll send Flowers in motion. Jackson going to give it up on the pop.
Damn.
Down the right sideline. And this is going to be a touchdown. They are going to extend the lead.
So, oh yeah, you folks don't even do me ugly.
On national, you know it go down. Kilo Ali flow. Look, from the east side on a Friday night, met a bunch of to the Golden Glide. Lows and highs, me and all the bros in a stolen ride like, man, they outside, so I'm staying inside. Show you and I vibe, take a few like Tupac. I see the bunch of mean guys in a bandana tie, throwing up the west side, giving side eyes. Ain't nobody that I really recognize. I ain't surprised to ride the killer vibe. Probably be the reason you die trying to feel alive.
We're a couple of miles from the Colorado State Capitol building. It's Empower Field at Mile High here in Denver. Coming up, two teams ready to square off. It's the Philadelphia Eagles and the Denver Broncos. Mike Tirico along with Greg Olsen. That is Jake Elliott getting this one started. And off we go here from Mile High. Now an opening past the 30. They're going to be set up with a short field. What a tremendous kick return.
Well, I think we both knew, Mike, coming into the game that special teams would play a big role, but I don't think either of us expected it to play itself out on the opening play of the game. I mean, what a return. That would have been something. He takes that all the way. What a start.
And that play gets nothing. So, no gain on the game's first snap.
This defense wanted to come out early in this game and take the fight to the offense. And boy, did they ever set the tone on the very first play, keeping that carry to no gain.
2nd and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. A pass complete to the tight end, Evan Ingram. And he's very close to a touchdown. They mark him just shy of the goal line. A big-time play for the Broncos. 35 yards. From the 1-yard line, 1st down and goal. Dobbins is into the end zone for a Bronco touchdown. And they get the first points of the game. What a way to start it, Greg. You get the ball. It's what you want to do. Settle into this game on top 6-0.
Mike, how often do we have coaches tell us the importance of playing with the lead? Well, they come take the ball right away on the first drive, all the way down there and strike first. And now the rest of the way, let's see how it plays out.
Here is Shipley on the return. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
They'll run straight ahead with Barkley. And he'll move this ahead for about 4 yards. Dre Greenlaw in on the tackle. From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd and 5. His first throw of the game is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Alex Singleton. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Dobbins. He'll get this ahead for about 3. Quinyon Mitchell up to make the stop.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at
They'll work from the 36 on 2nd and 6. They're going to put a man in motion to the right. Off the play fake, here's Nix. Moving to his right. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
From the shotgun, here's Nix. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. And he will have the 1st down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8. Here's Nix to throw. Throwing left side there, but it is incomplete. Courtland Sutton, the intended receiver. It's 2nd down.
When you look down the field, Mike, there's just really nobody creating any real separation, and instead he tries to give one of his guys a 50-50 contested catch opportunity, but with the coverage as tight as it was, it just falls incomplete. I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked, and with that pressure getting there in a hurry, it just ends up being a wasted down.
Nix from the gun on 3rd down. Got it into the hands of Mims. And he's taken down, but they are in business. This sets up 1st and goal.
It's a gain of 14 yards. That's good for a Broncos 1st down.
Now Nick's going to look to throw. Oh, he couldn't set his feet, but he completes it anyway. And he's in. Hey, Dobbins. Touchdown, Broncos. Making 2 touchdowns in the very 1st quarter of play. The kick by Lutz is good. Broncos move out on top, 14-0. So now after the touchdown, Lutz going to send this one away. Here is Shipley on the return. He'll get across the 20, knock him down 23-yard line. Here's a handoff to Barkley. And he's going to get this to the 37-yard line. Give him 14 on that play. One 1st down. 1 quarter in the books. It's the Broncos with the early lead. Greg and I back in Denver in just a moment. Line of scrimmage is the 37-yard line for 1st and 10. Now Barkley. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield. Good run after a good run. This one for 14 yards and another 1st down. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Now a give to Barkley, running right, and he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5.
So this team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the 2nd half. You become very one-dimensional. You become very pass-heavy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play.
Devontae Smith, the intended receiver, and 3rd down coming up. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. He's got it! And he will get into the end zone. Jahan Dotson. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
And this is what good offenses in the NFL do, Mike. It's the ability to bounce back Even if the onset of the game doesn't go exactly according to plan, everybody wants to take their opening possession and go down there and come away with a touchdown. But it's not always going to be perfect. You turn it over on possession 1. What are you going to do in response on possession 2? Well, we just got our answer, and they took it down for 6.
And I don't think he got there. He did not. They marked him short. The try for 2, unsuccessful. So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Marvin Mims. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. Knicks now on 1st and 10. That ball flutters to the ground. It's incomplete. It's fortunate there wasn't a defender right there in the area. Could have been a turnover. Instead, it brings up 2nd down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
Play action now. It's Knicks. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Pressure certainly impacted the quarterback there. Couldn't get his arm all the way through. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Hold on a second. Hey, my name is Captain.
Throwing. Knicks. He connects with Mims. Down the left sideline. And what an effort after the catch. He goes all the way. 72 yards. Touchdown, Denver. The kick by Lutz is good. And the Broncos extended to a 21-6 advantage. So now after the touchdown, Lutz is going to send this one away. On the return, it's Tank Bigsby. And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin there. On 1st and 10, it's Barkley. And he'll take this up to the 30. Pick up the foul.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Once again, it's Barkley. And he will pick it up. Let's give him a 1st down up to the 37-yard line. On the handoff, this is Barkley. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
Well, this play, Mike, was clearly about the job of this defensive line. Great job holding their ground, forcing these blockers to be stood up. Nowhere to go for this running back, and they hold him to no gain.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. They run out of the gun with Barkley. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
Well, has been the case this entire first half. It's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
On third down, here's Hurts. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him. So on fourth down, they'll call on Braden Mann to punt. The Broncos have Marvin Mims out for the return. So the Eagles will use their first timeout here as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. No move for the punt team. The offense staying out there for fourth down. They're indeed going. It's Hurts. That's caught. Saquon Barkley. And he's going to have an Eagles first down on what will be a big play there for fourth and long.
It's a gain of 23 yards. And an Eagle first down.
Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Oh, a huge mistake late in the half. It is intercepted. And the Broncos are going to get the football at their own 40.
Intercepted. The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 40-yard line.
A first down throw for Nix. He is hit before he can get rid of it. And down he goes. Now a timeout, Denver. That's their second as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Work to do now as they come up on second and long. They'll throw. It's Nix. That is caught, and it's Troy Franklin inside the 20. And he will dive into the end zone. 70 yards.